What is up, sports world? Welcome to the Fair Catch. I'm your host, Emilio, joined as always with my co-host, Tyler Ward. T-Dub, tonight we have week 2 of college football in the books. Our takeaway from the Longhorns, the big game that was played in Norman, and what in the world is going on in Florida. So many games to look forward to in college football in the week coming up, so we're going to talk about that. The NFL has officially kicked off, and it did not disappoint. We're going to talk about a few of those games, and also we're going to review our pick'ems from last week. We're going to conclude by trying to answer the question, why does it seem like everyone's fantasy football team is already in the dumpster? That and so much more on tonight's show. I do want to ask that you take a moment right now and like this video. And if you haven't, please just think about subscribing. It means a lot to us. Drop a comment and share this with a friend. Head on over to Instagram at The Fair Catch Show to follow us and catch up with more clips and more content on Instagram. So much to get into. So ladies and gentlemen, let's talk some ball. Well, week 2 of college football wasn't week 1, but it still had its moments. Like always, we're going to take time and talk about our Texas Longhorns. Tyler, what did you think? You watched the game. Give me what you like, what you didn't like. What are your thoughts on the Longhorns week 2 against San Jose State?
I like the win. I like that we got a win. Yeah. We didn't lose to San Jose State. But I still wasn't impressed at all with the Longhorns. You know, they started off flat, and then they caught fire.
Yep.
Probably from all those turnovers.
Exactly.
And then they died back out. You know, and then Arch had another turnover. He threw another pick this week.
Yep.
And he just, I mean, the score does not show how successful he was.
That is the tagline of this game.
Yeah.
The score and the stats don't show what really happened on the field. What did Arch look like? I mean,
from this week to last week he was 17 of 30 for 170 yards and a touchdown. This week he was 19 of 30 for 295 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Man, that's crazy.
For 2 more completions, he did that much better.
But the reason is because the level of athlete that he was playing was way different. So he can get away with throwing, 19 passes, but 10 of them go for 25 yards plus. 3 of them were in the end zone, caught by players or that made a great run after the catch. Livingstone had that play up the seam, right? The defender falls, they get up. So, yeah, he's going to have the same passes, but at the same time, he's not playing the downs guy, or you know what I mean? Like, he's not.
And then just the inaccuracy, you know? 19 to 30, that's still not great. That's not good.
Not good.
That's not good at all.
No.
And then also another thing, we're still, I'm glad we played them because we're still not disciplined. We still had 12 penalties.
Crazy.
12 penalties.
That was not us last year.
No.
At all. They would come, false starts here and there, but it didn't look like it did this year.
Yeah, and you can't play like that and win anything. You know, you might, like this weekend in San Jose State and UTEP, maybe we'll get a win, you know. Yeah. But 41.5 point spread, that's tough for a team that's playing like this.
Yeah, I agree. The thing is that our defense is playing lights out.
Yes.
Our defense, like you said just a second ago, 4 turnovers. And the plus in all of that is that we were able to capitalize on every one of those turnovers and make them into points. Arch scored, but it was a lot of short fields. There was a lot of plus territory. And I think that had a lot to do with the success of our offense. Another thing to talk about, it felt like our run game was like our pass game. A lot of chunk runs, but there's a lot of times where San Jose State was stuffing the Longhorns at the line of scrimmage. I mean, they were so undersized.
It should not happen.
I mean, we were talking about our offensive linemen at 350 plus and some of their guys not even 200 pounds at the defensive line. Yeah. And they were bringing it.
And you gotta establish a run.
Have to.
You got
have to. Quintavion Wisner was out, I believe, this game. He's kind of nursing something. So Baxter was a starter. Had a couple others that had some touches, and they actually did pretty well.
But at this level in the SEC, I mean, I don't mean to disrespect San Jose State, but
sure, the
next person should come up and just
dominate.
Our offensive line should be good enough that I could run back there.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
We're SEC. We're University of Texas. We're supposed to be like that.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. I do not disagree. Everything that Tyler said is just so true. You know, offense was rough. The main thing that I would say is that it felt like we don't have a rhythm. We don't have a rhythm yet in our offense. It feels like if we get behind the sticks, if a run gets stuffed up, if it's 2nd and long, 3rd and long, we go to panic mode. Our offense makes some weird decisions or penalties, and we are just not playing with a rhythm. And 100%, I guarantee that this is a game where the score and the stats don't tell the whole truth. Again, I know Tyler said it, but 19 of 31, 295 yards through the air, 315 all-purpose yards for Arch, and that's because he reminded us that he has legs. I love seeing that play. Very similar to the run that he had against A&M up the sideline, but it wasn't a design run. It was a better play where he noticed that nothing downfield was open, and he remembered that he has his legs. He used them. He got the touchdown in 20 yards rushing on the day, and a lot of good things that we saw, but nothing great.
What about, do you think he's hurt? Did you see the video?
I saw the video.
Because Sark said he's fine.
You know what was concerning to me was Stark's reaction. He had a very strange reaction when he was asked in a press conference about Arch. He almost got a little bit upset, and he was like, "Who told you that?" Yeah. And the guy's like, this is what I saw. He goes, "No, that's not true." And he made some weird analogy about, like, do people judge you for what faces you're making while you're using the bathroom? Did you see that?
I didn't see that.
You need to go back. We can't post it here. It'll get flagged by YouTube probably. But, a guy is just like, "Hey, what can you tell us about Arch's injury?" He's like, who did you hear that from? Who told you that? He got angry. Yeah. He's like, "That's not true. Does anyone go and judge your faces when you're using the bathroom?" And, like, everyone's kind of like, and a lot of the internet saying, like, what? Like, why is he? It was super weird.
Well, it's not even that. I mean, after that, on that same play, you see his face hurt, and then he throws it into the ground at the guy's feet. Yeah. So
it's one of those things. It's like, is that happening because of nerves, or is it because of an injury? Regardless of, what it is, I hope that he gets better. When you look at this game on paper, all the stats we're saying, it looks like Arch had a monster day. But if we take a closer look into what is actually happening while on the field, it's very apparent that there's a lot of growth that still needs to happen with Arch Manning and the Texas Longhorns. I want to pull up a couple clips really quick, and I want us to kind of talk through two major things: Arch's ball placement and his decision-making against San Jose State. The first play that I want to go through is a play where Arch Manning finds Cal transfer tight end Jack Indries wide open, and just pause it right there. If you can tell, Arch underthrows the ball. There's so much open field in front of Indries, yet his body has to be turned all the way around to catch this pass. Now, he can get away with that against San Jose State, but against better DBs, this is a difference in a touchdown or the tight end being tackled short of the goal line. This ball needs to be out in front. He needs to catch it in stride to ensure that he is throwing his receivers open. The second play is another pass from Arch to Indries. He's coming across on a deep slant, and right there, stop it. If you look, he has a lot of space in between each safeties, right there between the A and the E in Texas. Yet Arch throws it high. He has to jump and get off his route path and catch that ball with his body a bit twisted. I think playing a better DB, that ball is broken up. People in the SEC play a lot more physical, and this is not where the ball needs to be. Again, another example of bad ball placement. Now, because Texas has the better athletes in this game, we got to wait with a few of those things, but this ball needs to be thrown much better by Arch down the line.
Okay, on this play here, Arch will drop back. See, Baxter misses a block there that kind of puts a lot of pressure on Manning. And then if you keep going, he throws it. This is a bad ball. This is just a bad ball. He should have tried to check it down to Baxter or try to take off. But that ball has to be over the head of the receiver. You cannot be overthrown. It's either the receiver catches it or nobody catches it. All right, in this play, he drops back. It's a pretty clean pocket. He has plenty of room to step up and make a throw. And Livingstone, see, his hands are way out in front of him, and he had to slow down. Now, I don't know how long he was open, but you can't feel like he's open enough to where you can put it on him before he gets to the sideline. And then now, as you're going, he gets caught up because he has to slow down and catch the ball. And if he was led, then he would have probably had more yards.
Now, it's not all bad here. We do want to show you that Arch Manning reminded us that he does have some legs. He didn't like what he saw downfield. He pump fakes, he runs around, he hits the sideline, balance, control. He looked amazing, and he put those legs to work. That is one thing that preseason so many people loved about Arch Manning. They considered him a dual threat quarterback coming out of high school. So we don't want to hate on the kid at all. He has a lot of upside, a lot of promise. He's going to grow. He needs time to develop, but he's going to have to play better with his decision making and his ball placement as he gets into SEC play. Obviously, still a lot there for Arch and company to grow on and develop, but I have faith in Sarkisian that he's going to coach them up and that they will be in a form that is ready by the time we hit SEC play. So we'll see. Wishing the best. We want everyone to be healthy because we have a pretty tough schedule that we're looking down, and I hope that we're ready for it. But a lot of other college football that happened. Tyler, what is your thoughts? Number 18, Oklahoma goes in and upsets number 15, Michigan, 24-13. What were your thoughts on that game?
I wasn't surprised.
Yeah.
I picked Oklahoma to win, and I thought Underwood would have done better, but 9 of 24 is pretty rough.
That was the most alarming thing for me in this game. Only 9 completions by Underwood by Michigan. That is
Michigan was still able to run the ball.
Yeah.
I think they had 165. They had a rusher that ran for 165 yards, by himself. So they're still able to move the ball.
It doesn't matter if you're playing the SEC, Big Ten, ACC, Sun Belt. If you're going to have 9 completions in today's college football game, you either need 500 yards of running or it's going to be hard to win any football game.
Yeah.
What's interesting is that almost every stat, Oklahoma dominated the game. This is the opposite of the Texas game. This is a game to me where the 11-point deficit doesn't do justice how dominant actually Oklahoma looked, in my opinion, in this game. Kind of on both sides of the ball, so very interesting there.
Yeah. And then Mater, I know that's not his name, but he's from Oklahoma, so I'm gonna call him Mater. He's a dog. He's
John Mateer. Is it Mateer? I don't know
so.
what it actually is. Yeah.
He's pretty good, man. And they're looking scary. So Texas needs to get their stuff together before we play because
100%.
I don't want to lose to OU.
I know.
That's for sure.
We cannot lose to OU. One thing, though, about OU's quarterback, he does look really good through 2 games. He did go up against some competition in Michigan. But I was going to say his stats. He had 270 yards, 1 passing touchdown, 2 running touchdowns, and 1 big S on his chest because he really did have to be Superman to win this game. He had to be Superman to win the game last week, too.
Yeah.
And I don't think in an SEC league, a player can be Superman every single game, and that's your game plan.
Yeah.
I mean, Johnny Manziel kind of did it, but that team.
Johnny Manziel was good, but they didn't win a natty.
Right, exactly.
They beat Alabama.
I don't even think they made the playoffs that year. I don't think they did. That's what I mean. It's not a good game plan. And honestly, Oklahoma's not running the ball super well. It's not been something that they're not fully balanced. You got to give this kid the credit. He's coming out. He's balling out. I'm not hating on him. But in today's college football, especially in the SEC, Big Ten, and wanting to get into a playoff and make a national championship run, it can't be just Vince Young turn it on and go.
You play a defense like us.
Right.
Or Ohio State.
Or, yep.
Or somebody's,
yes.
that actually plays defense.
Exactly.
Michigan, it's only week 2,
Right.
We don't know what Michigan is.
Actually with Michigan, not to cut you off, I want to hear what you have to say, but it does seem like they're having a little bit of identity issues. It doesn't seem like they're the Michigan of 2 years ago that won the national championship.
I think that's the culture that Harbaugh brought.
100%.
You can see the Chargers right now.
Yep.
What they did this week. He's only been there. This is his 2nd year.
Yeah. And
it's just the energy and the vibe and the culture that he brings. I feel like he's the guy that's going to get down there and do it and then show you, he leads by, come on, guys.
Yeah,
I'm
example.
in here with you,
Yeah.
And he's just a character and, man, I feel like everybody would love to play for him.
Play for him. Yeah, 100%. That's what it is. And so I'm wondering what Michigan's going to turn out to be. I don't think they're going to be a top 3 team in the Big Ten. They're not going to make the playoffs. It's just too stiff. The way Penn State is playing, obviously Ohio State, Oregon, it's going to be hard for Michigan and this team, even though Bryce Underwood is a stud, to make the playoffs and make a push. And so hopefully they just grow and, hopefully by next year, something like that, they'll be a little bit better. But good win, I guess, overall for Oklahoma. I will say after watching that, I was a little more nervous to play them than I was preseason. Based on how we have started the year and they have started the year.
Yeah.
A little more nerves.
We'll see.
As a Longhorn fan.
We'll see what happens.
We should.
Yeah,
we'll see. There's a question right now going around college football that we're asking the same here at the Fair Catch. And that question is, what in the world is going on in the state of Florida? USF upsets Florida 18-16. Florida State right now is looking unbeatable. They're looking like a giant. Miami is rolling with washed up Carson Beck as their quarterback. And the preseason favorite coming out of the state of Florida, the Florida Gators, look like absolute garbage juice. Okay, I don't know what else to say. It's blowing my mind. Tyler, what's your take on college football coming out of the state of Florida?
I think South Florida is a sleeper. I think they're really good.
They're a dog.
You know, they beat Boise State, then they beat Florida.
They beat Boise State convincingly.
Yeah. And South Florida, it could have been way worse. They could have beat Florida more than what the score shows.
Sure.
You know, but like I said, Florida has athletes everywhere, and if they can get the kids to stay in Florida, I think they would dominate.
Yeah.
A lot.
You know, USF right now is playing clean football. That's one thing that stood out to me when I looked at the game. I watched some of it. Very little flags, no turnovers. They take care of the ball.
Yeah.
They're consistent, and they found moments to capitalize because honestly, what happened, Florida they imploded. They imploded. They just had some late penalties and ejection. Things happen. And, I said it week 1 of the podcast. Could this be a season where Billy Napier finds himself on the hot seat? I did not think it would happen this soon in the season, but I am fully prepared to say Billy Napier's on the hot seat. Florida's a place that they have a winning tradition. They've been in a lull as of late, but they're not going to put up with losing to USF very much.
Yeah, and here in the next few weeks, it's just all those Florida teams playing each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. USF, I think, is Miami's next week.
Big game.
And then, they're just going to keep going around and playing each other and knocking each other out. You know?
Yeah, for real.
Maybe,
it's how the Big 12 used to be back in the BCS era, when Texas Tech was a juggernaut.
Yeah.
And they had they were putting up all those points, and then Baylor got hot for a while, and UT was trying to make a run. And back when Colorado was there, it's man, it was a gauntlet.
Yeah.
It was by the time you got to the BCS time to make a bowl game, everyone was beat up, hurt, or whatever. That's kind of how the state of Florida is right now. USF beat number 25 Boise State week 1, number 13 Florida week 2, and now they have number 5 Miami. If they can pull this off, this is the first time in program history where they will take on 3 top 25 teams consecutively and win, which is a huge accomplishment, not just for them, but for any team.
Yeah.
If you take any team, if you could put Ohio State, Texas, top 3 teams, and say you're going to play the number 25, the number 13, the number 5, the first 3 weeks of the, even to say you're going to go 2-3, it's a win. So regardless to me what happens this week, they've already
and coming into the season not ranked,
not unranked.
Yeah, to play somebody like that and do that. If they beat Miami, then Florida's not looking so bad.
If they beat Miami, are they a top 10 team?
Ooh, I don't know how you jump. I'd have to see.
They went from unranked to I think they're 18 right now.
You put them top 10?
So if they beat number 5 after beating number 25 and number 30, you say they don't at least be 10?
I can see 10. I can see 10, but I'd have to see those other 10 teams because we'll see what's happening. And then also, Miami did beat Notre Dame. We'll see what that turns out to be.
Yeah.
But we got to see what their competition is.
Well, we're going to get to it in a little while, but we have potential number 3, number 7, number 8, and number 6, all with pretty big games. One of those teams loses. USF wins. There could be a good case for them being a top 10 team going into quick.
Unranked at the beginning to be 10
3 weeks, 10. Yeah, that's crazy. Speaking of big games coming up, we have a whole slate of big games. We want to give you about 7 games to look out for, starting with the biggest game of the week. Number 6 Georgia is taking on number 15 Tennessee. What are your thoughts on this game?
We're going to see who's real and who's not.
Yeah, neither team's really played anybody.
Tennessee's offense has been crazy. Georgia's defense has been crazy. Georgia's defense gives up 6.5 points per game.
That's the
average. Yeah.
They allow an average of 6.5.
6.5 points per game.
That's wild.
Yeah. And then Tennessee's the 4th ranked in points per game for offense. So we're going to see a good offense versus a good defense. But neither of them played anybody yet. So
both have new quarterbacks, right?
Yes.
Both are having new quarterbacks. SEC game. Do you know if this is in Athens or if it's in Knoxville?
It's in Tennessee.
It's in Knoxville.
It's in Tennessee.
Wow. Smoky Mountains. It's going to be a fun one to watch, man. I'm excited for this one. One that I'm just as excited about, number 8 Notre Dame versus number 16 Texas A&M. Notre Dame's already had a test this season. They went up against Miami and took an L, but it was a hard-fought game.
It was a really hard-fought game.
A&M, on the other hand, hasn't really played anybody.
And they haven't played any ranked opponent, and their offense is 476 yards per game. That's what they're averaging. But they haven't played anybody. And Notre Dame's already they fought hard against Miami.
Yeah, they did.
Miami's been pretty good so far.
Solid. You know, a lot of hype around Texas A&M's quarterback, and you know, really getting settled in there year 2 in the program. We'll see. I mean, this is going to be a good test for both of them. We'll see what happens here. We've been talking about them for a while now, but this is the game that everyone's saying. Number 5 Miami against number 18 South Florida. We just took a little bit and talked about that, but any thoughts on that game? Or
it's going to be a good one if South Florida pulls this out. It's going to cause a lot of chaos.
I agree. A key to the game for South Florida is they got to play clean football. No turnovers, minimize the flags, and capitalize on Miami's mistakes. Carson Beck is looking like a different guy from last year. This doesn't look like the guy that was at Georgia. A lot of talk around Carson Beck in the sense that there was a lot of decisions made at Georgia last year that had to do with receivers and coaching, and he just took it all in the chin and just transferred, and he kept his mouth shut. He was a team player. A lot of respect for Carson. He does look like he's in a better system. He's a lot just more comfortable, happier, and the best to them. But, boy, wouldn't it be cool to see South Florida just go and win 3 straight ranked games. And
he might have took it off the chin, but he did get paid a lot to go down
there. That is
Miami,
true.
So
I can keep my mouth shut for millions, too. Yeah. Another big game not many people were talking about. I think especially after last week, most people might think this is just going to be a blowout. Number 3 LSU is going to face Florida. Or no, Florida's coming to face number 3 LSU down in the Bayou. What do you think about this game?
It sucks for Florida for losing last week because I don't think they're going to win down in the Bayou.
But the way people were talking about Florida preseason, they were like potential SEC championship game, playoff team.
I mean, last year their record was, not their record, their schedule was horrible.
Yeah.
And they played really good.
Yeah.
And then this season, I think they might have, maybe people are sleeping on South Florida and then they're getting on them and then they're like, what are we doing? We're losing. And then they can't get themselves out of that hole.
Right.
But we'll see. If Florida comes back out and beats LSU, then they're right back.
Yeah. If there's one way that the heat is going to be taken off Billy Napier, it's going to be to go to Louisiana and beat the number
LSU
3 team in the country.
At home.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one to watch. Yeah. For us, we always watch our Texas Longhorns. Number 7 Texas Longhorns taking on UTEP Miners, University of Texas in El Paso. Should be another game for us to just get reps under our belt. We should win by 40 points. We should go out there and just gain a little bit of confidence and stuff for Arch.
We should.
A lot of shoulds in that take.
But we'll see what happens.
We will see.
I hope he just comes out and lights it up. Or
I do too.
Something.
I do too. I hope we see a different kid. Other games to look forward to, potential matchups because of the way these powerhouses have started off rocky. Alabama's taking on a 2-0 Wisconsin. That could be a game to watch. Alabama did not look good against Florida State and then went and put up 1,000 points last week against a nobody.
But when was the last time you seen an Alabama player get laid out by a punter? They scored after that.
Yeah.
He got dominated by that punter.
That is true. So a big thing here for Alabama. And then Clemson they trailed Troy so much of last week. You texted me I might have been wrong on Clemson, but they ended up winning. But they're going up against a 2-0 scrappy Georgia Tech. Both those games are on my upset alert watch list right there. Yeah.
And if Clemson can't run the ball again,
they're cooked because Cade Klubnik is not what we thought he was.
Okay. Let's calm down.
Man, why don't you go into the comments right now, drop the game that you'll be watching, give us your predictions on all the games that we just gave you, and let us know what you think is to come for this week on college football. Hey, do us a favor right now and hit the like and the subscribe button. It helps us get our content out to all the people. Also, if you don't mind, share this video with something. You can also follow us on Instagram at Fair Catch Show. You can find clips and more content right there. We're so appreciative of everyone who supports the show. It means so much to us. We hope that you follow, that you get on board, and that you watch the Fair Catch Show every week. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Ooh, the NFL season has officially kicked off, and man, week 1 did not disappoint. It started last Thursday night with your Dallas Cowboys heading to Philadelphia and taking on the defending national champions, the reigning Super Bowl champions, Philadelphia Eagles. You can pop over on our YouTube channel, and I had an immediate reaction the next day. You can check out all of my thoughts, but we haven't heard from T-Dub. Tyler, I want to hear what you have to say about Dallas Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles, Game 1 of the 2025 NFL season.
I thought we were going to pull it off.
Yeah.
I was very impressed from my expectations to what I seen. I know we didn't get the win, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. I mean, we still weren't able to get a pass rush without sending extra people.
Right.
But, I mean, I felt like we had somebody that could go after the quarterback, and we don't anymore.
Not anymore.
But the offense moved.
Yep.
Running. Moved. We were able to rush the ball.
How much of that do you think is because of Jalen Carter's ejection? Do you think that had anything to do with it?
Yeah, I think it does.
Yeah. It played a part.
I'll take it.
Yeah. I mean, that's his fault. It's not
because
Spitgate. Apparently, Dak spit first, but we don't have to get into that. You know,
he just spit on the floor. You know, I think neither of them are right.
No.
Spitting on the floor and spitting on somebody is totally different. Yep. And I mean, it's a team, right? Mm-hmm. And we're still able to run the ball. Yeah. We still did what we wanted to do on offense. Yeah. Now, we cannot stop Jalen Hurts on defense. But like you said, our cornerbacks played pretty good. We just could not contain Jalen Hurts in the beginning.
Mm-mm. Well, I mean, that's what it was. Rush 4, drop 8 or drop 7, and deep zones. And the Philadelphia Eagles are very vertical teams. So they get receivers way downfield. When you have your safeties and corners playing that deep, I mean, that just opens up. And that's what I was saying in my reaction video is that, I mean, like, he extended a couple third downs and scored a couple touchdowns early in the game. His legs were the difference in the game, 100%, in my opinion. Yeah. What do you feel about my take on him not just winning a Super Bowl, but he's trying to make a statement that his name should be in the MVP conversation?
I mean, I don't think, like, Jalen Hurts, to me, he could go get an MVP, but I just think he wants to just win. Yeah. MVP, Super Bowl. He just wants a Super Bowl. Because, I mean, even at Alabama, when he got pulled out of the national championship, he stayed there to come back and help them win another one. And then went to OU and just he's a guy that's all about ball and the team. Yeah. I don't think he's into single like
himself.
Stat. Yeah.
I just feel like even after he won a Super Bowl, people are still hesitant to put him in that tier 1 quarterback. Yeah. You hear him, he's a systems guy, he's all that. And I watched him compose. He was in midseason form. He was making checks at the line. He was comfortable in the pocket. Mm-hmm. He was extending the play with his legs, and he was in command. I felt like, this is funny, I felt Thursday watching him, that's an MVP candidate. And then I watched Josh Allen on Sunday night, and I was like, that's an MVP candidate. And Lamar too. But at the same time, I can't throw shade. I felt like Dak looked in control too. Yeah. I feel like Dak looked as good as Dak ever has in that Thursday night game. Seriously.
But it's September.
That's true.
That is true. Yeah. We'll see what happens. He's always really good in it.
Give me your take as a Cowboys fan on CD's 3 drops. I nicknamed him.
I know. See
that ball into your hands needs to be his name on the back of his jersey.
And he was up at like 5 a.m. catching balls.
I heard. Shout out to him.
That sucks that happened, but I trust CD Lamb fully to bounce back. Yeah. I've seen the dude like spin around in a circle and catch it like all.
Phenomenal athlete. No doubt about it.
And I think maybe the first one got to him and he was in his head. But he's not. That's not going to happen again.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other thoughts on the game? I mean, it was a great game. I said in my take that it wasn't just a good win for the Eagles. It was a good loss for the Cowboys. It was the best a loss could probably go for Dallas.
Pickens, he didn't show up at all. I had him in my fantasy and
nothing.
He didn't do nothing. And then even like there were some videos of him blocking.
Didn't look good.
Yeah, soft.
What about talk to me about the 2 receivers from the Eagles and how they didn't show up. That hurt a lot of people's fantasy.
Yeah, but it didn't hurt mine. No, I mean, like you said, our cornerbacks were playing good, and then last year AJ Brown, he was getting mad because he wasn't getting the ball. But I don't know but he had 1 catch, right? I think 1 reception. That's crazy. Yeah,
the stat line was I think the AJ Brown and
Smith.
2 catches, 24 yards combined. That's what they held him to. Blandon and Diggs. So
I'll take that.
Phenomenal. Now, that's what I said. If their corners can play that way,
especially like when we only rushed 4 in the beginning, Jalen Hurts was just running around back there before he took off. I mean, that's a long time to cover with linebackers, with anybody. You know, cornerbacks, linebackers, your tight, covering tight ends, wide receivers. That's a long time to cover.
Absolutely.
So I'll take that because I thought we were going to struggle there because Diggs, I mean, he's been hurt for a while, but a couple years ago he was a ball hog, but he got burnt a lot because he was greedy,
jumping
trying
routes.
to go.
Yeah. That was always his problem. He led the league in interceptions, but he also gave up like more yards.
Yeah, I think he led the league to like get burnt.
yeah, for real. Great. So as a Cowboy fan, I mean, it's never fun to lose, but best case scenario, yeah.
Yeah, we got UTEP. I mean, the Giants this week.
Same thing.
Yeah.
The UTEP of the NFL. That's hilarious. Great. Other notable games, though, that I want to talk about. One of my favorite games of the week, Buccaneers versus Falcons. I loved watching that game, and not just because I'm blanking, the quarterback, Baker Mayfield. You know, as a Longhorn fan, he's a hard person to like. Yeah. I'm starting to really like Baker Mayfield. Yeah. And he looked like a video game out there. He was running around, extending plays. He was throwing some dimes. He looked leaner, faster. He looked like he got some things in order. And it was cool to watch them come back and win. And
I think he finally found a place that everybody loves him. You know, he jumped around a lot, and he's been a good quarterback everywhere he went. Yeah, never really got the chance. You know, but now he came to Tampa, and they have weapons everywhere. And that Falcons-Tampa was a dogfight.
It really was.
It was a really good game.
And Younghoe Koo has made 1 million of those chip shot field goals. It is wild that he missed that.
But if you go back and watch, when he kicks the first one, they call the timeout. He kicks it, and he barely goes in the left side of the field goal.
And so he pushes it.
He tried to control it. I think he pushed it too far.
I didn't catch that.
To the right.
I didn't catch it. So that's where that icing came through.
I think that's what happened because you could see they tried to come in and block it, so he didn't get it off. But I think it actually helped him by them letting it go because it barely squeezed by the left.
So he tried to overcompensate.
And I think he pushed it all the way to the other side.
Yeah, super fun game, very competitive. It was a dogfight. Going to Sunday night, though, probably the game of the week, Bills-Ravens. In the pick'ems, you had Ravens, I had Bills. And for a while, it looked like you were a genius.
I was happy.
They were just putting it on them. The Bills just couldn't move the ball.
And then they couldn't stop the Ravens. The Ravens and the Bills, they're going to meet again. Mm-hmm. It's going to happen again.
No doubt.
They're too good, and it just crumbled for the Ravens at the end. Yeah. And Josh Allen is Josh Allen.
He just did his thing.
But, I mean, Josh Allen and Lamar, they're just different human beings on the football field.
What do you think the biggest play was? In my opinion, the biggest play is the Derrick Henry fumble.
Yeah.
But you texted me about...
So there was a touchback. I didn't think it was a touchback, but I guess when I went back and looked at it, like the hair on his knuckles...
Like slid into the line.
Yeah, because like he caught it and then slid into the end zone.
Yes.
I really didn't think it was a touchback.
Yeah.
If that happens, then the Bills get the ball like the half-yard line. They're not going to drive. Mm-hmm. That just changes your game plan and everything.
Because you have to run, cut your playbook in half.
Yeah. Especially with that much time left and down by 15.
And Josh came out and just was slinging the rock.
Yeah, dude. And then the Derrick Henry fumble. I mean, he had like 175 yards.
Amazing game.
Amazing game. One mess up. That's what happened.
And it cost them the game, dude.
Yep.
That's the NFL, though. Mm-hmm. That's cool. That was so fun to watch. And then Monday night, very similar story, kind of, with the young J.J. McCarthy.
J.J. McCarthy.
Couldn't do anything.
And Kevin O'Connell.
And then just Kevin, you called it.
I told you.
I was ready to get on the podcast and say that Tyler was so big on Kevin O'Connell. I was listening today. I don't know what show I was listening to. And they're saying, is Kevin O'Connell the best coach in the NFL?
I mean, I think he has to be top 3.
Yeah.
He won the Coach of the Year last year. But it was crazy. And J.J. McCarthy, I mean, I trust him. I trust O'Connell, and I think that's going to be good because, I mean, look at Harbaugh and Herbert. JJ and Harbaugh just went to bat for that kid, and talked him up so good. Yep. And Kevin O'Connell, to let Darnold go last year after what he did, I know he's seen something in JJ McCarthy.
Yeah.
And they said, I think Aaron Jones came out and said, after he threw that pick 6, he came into the huddle and was like, there's nowhere else I'd rather be. And it just kind of caught everybody going, and then they just started going. After a pick 6, it was your first game.
Yeah.
And then, people bashing him, and he hadn't played ball for, over 600 days.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And then he just came out there and
He looked amazing.
Yeah.
He was a different guy. He came to life.
And then if I had to listen to Troy Aikman talk up Caleb Williams one more time, I was going to turn the TV off. I mean, he was not playing good at all.
Listen, Troy Aikman, whoever out there is listening to this, I've said it once and I'll say it again. I've said it from Oklahoma to USC. Caleb Williams is garbage juice. Okay? He's absolute 100% old, stale, leaking out of a bag, green garbage juice. All right? And you know what? He came out in that first drive and he looked like a system quarterback. He was run first, chunk plays, check downs, crossing routes. He was checking down to his running backs, and they scored pretty easy.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? I'm going to have to eat my words on Caleb Williams. He's a system guy. That he found a system that he can run.
Well, he probably we know the first couple drives were all scripted, so he probably did all of those plays all week long.
All week.
You know, it's like muscle memory. And then when you get out of those scripted plays, but you still, with Ben Johnson, you still have to run the ball and you still have to play on time. And then Swift stopped running the ball. Yeah. Completely. And then Caleb Williams he had DJ Moore easy touchdown and sailed it over his head by like 10 yards.
So bad. He missed one up the seam on the left side by the hash, and then he missed one right over the middle. Mm-hmm. Way over. Both of those could have changed the game dramatically. He crumbled. It seemed like the more he had to put the game on his back off script, the worse he looked.
Yeah, and like in the beginning, he was joking around. He was with his teammates, and then he started to struggle, and then, started pouting. Yeah. Didn't want to talk to nobody. Yeah. And the exact opposite with J.J. McCarthy on the other side.
They flip-flopped.
But when he was throwing his pick sixes and doing all that other stuff, he was fine. He stayed calm. He knew what he needed to do. And, like, even after the game, Kevin O'Connell was like, we knew he was going to figure it out. Yeah. We had that's why they didn't pull him. They didn't do nothing. They knew he was going to figure it out. And it's the Bears, so you're always in the game.
If you're the Bears and you go back and you have the chance to take Caleb Williams number 1 or J.J. McCarthy at number 10, who are you taking?
I was higher on J.J. McCarthy coming out anyways.
Yeah, so was I.
But he would have fit perfect with Ben Johnson. He's a Goff. Yeah. Yeah. We'll get to them later.
Very true. Yeah, we will. Oh, man, so many things that were amazing in the first week of the NFL season. Drop in the comments right now. What was your favorite game that you watched? Tell us how you did on all of your pick'ems. And speaking of pick'ems, let's take a moment right now and review some of them off the top of our head. We'll know. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to tell you how we did on our pick'ems last week. And then you can go right now onto Instagram at Fair Catch Show. And there will be a whole listing of Tyler's week 2 pick'ems and my week 2 pick'ems, every single game and the way that we think it's going to go. So head over to Instagram, pause the video right now, and check out our pick'ems. Leave us a comment there on Instagram. Let us know if you agree or disagree with us, and then come back and tell us what you think on the YouTube video. But Tyler, 9-7 in pick'ems. What do you think was one that you knew for sure and you were just spot on, and what was one of them that kind of surprised you the most?
The one I was spot on, I thought was the Cowboys. I didn't think they were going to beat us by 8.5.
Yeah.
The other one was the Panthers, Jacksonville. Jacksonville came out and just beat the dog crap out of them. They did. And the Panthers from last year, I thought they were getting it together. And then Bryce Young just looked like Bryce Young.
Yeah. Did not look good.
They couldn't do anything.
They really couldn't. I went 11-5. We just disagreed on a few games. There wasn't much that we disagreed on, just like 2 or 3. One of them was Bills, Ravens, Panthers, Jags.
Lions, Packers.
Packers.
Because I took the Lions points, because Packers looked crazy.
Did you see that clip of the defense doing their little dance and Michael Parsons didn't know it, so he kind of did it late?
No, I didn't.
I'm going to have to share that with you on Instagram.
The stadium went crazy when Parsons came out. Mm-hmm. Just the support that he has over there, and that team looks dangerous.
They do. They
look
look good.
The Lions are back to being the Lions.
That's your take.
Yeah, I think the Lions are dead.
That's tough.
We'll see what happens.
They still have some talent, but you never know.
They lost all their coordinators, man. I mean, they still have talent, but
they're gutted. My biggest surprise, I think, was the Colts. I did not think the Colts were going to put up that many points. I think both sides of that game, how great the Colts look and how bad Miami looked.
I think they figured out McDaniels and his stuff that he does. I mean,
he can take himself and his capris and go get a coordinator job because the head coaching thing is over.
But they figured out his offense. So even if he goes and does a coordinator job, they figured out his offense.
Yeah.
Like I remember a couple years ago, they were showing his routes and all of his motions and everything like that, and like all this movement and everything, and 3 receivers still wound up in the same spot. Like what?
He's from the Shanahan tree though, right? And that's all the same stuff. You know, a lot of that.
Like Shanahan, McVay, they all change and adapt, and you know, and he has Tyreek Hill, and A-Chain. He has so much speed.
A-Chain actually, we're not in fantasy talk yet, but I started him, and I was happy I did. You know, he actually did pretty good. So not a big difference, just a 2-game difference between you and I and our pick'ems. Like I said, go to Fair Catch Show on Instagram, and you can catch Week 2's pick'ems between Tyler and I. We're going to be keeping track all season long and see how we end our overall scores and ratings for the pick'ems. We do want to look ahead, though. So let's take a moment right now. Let's look ahead to Week 2 games for the NFL season. Some games that we are really excited about. And then we'll conclude with a little bit of fantasy talk. Tyler, what are some games that you're looking forward to? What's the number one game this week that you're looking forward to?
Probably Packers-Commanders. Yeah. Commanders look really good. Packers look really good. We're going to see who's real and who's not. Yeah. I mean, Commanders look really good. They're getting Russell Wilson, which Russell Wilson is – I think Jackson Dart's going to start pretty soon. Yeah. And then the Packers looked unstoppable. So we'll see. And I think that's Thursday night.
Wow. Oh, that's a Thursday night game. Yeah. That's going to be exciting. After the way the Colts played and watching the Broncos defense come to life, I'm excited to see the Colts-Broncos, see how that game turns out, which one of those could have been a fluke, which one is real. Chiefs and Eagles, there's a lot of question marks around the Chiefs right now.
I mean, Patrick Mahomes doesn't have really anybody to throw to.
No.
Travis Kelce, Hollywood Brown, but he was struggling out there, man.
And I'm getting the sense, and a lot of people are saying Travis Kelce might be on his last leg. Like, it might be his last go-around.
He had a touchdown. But and then the defense couldn't stop a nosebleed. I mean, I felt like the Chargers had more people on the field than the Chiefs. Yeah. And it was just somebody was always open.
It just felt like they were out just athleting them.
And the Eagles are going to get physical.
They are. Yeah. Yeah, they're bringing that line. Do we know yet? Has anything been if Jalen Carter has an extended
No, he's not suspended. I think he just got fined
and stuff. So he'll be back in play, and that'll be a really great game to watch. 3 of those top games. Obviously, we're going to have a close watch on the Cowboys and Giants, but this should be a game where they really get their feet under them. Maybe they can win by a couple of touchdowns and get some confidence.
I hope so.
Yeah, Pickens can get open. CD can make up for some of those catches.
For fantasy, I hope so.
Yeah, for fantasy too. Yeah, so a lot of exciting games. We're going to check out the Packers, Commanders, Colts, Broncos, Eagles, Chiefs, Cowboys, Giants, and so many others. It's an exciting week for NFL football. Let us know right now in the comments which game you're most looking forward to, and give us what your take is on your pick'ems on these 4 games. Are you taking the Colts over the Broncos, the Eagles over the Chiefs, the Cowboys over the Giants, or the Packers over the Commanders, or the other way around? Now, going right hand in hand with all these things, this last week was, for lack of a better word, kind of tough for fantasy football. A lot of things unknown, like we talked about the receivers from Philly. A lot of people started them as their number 1 receivers. Didn't see a lot coming from there. Not much offense from the Bengals in the second half, as you were sharing with me pre-show, and you can get into that in a little bit. Everyone thought that Xavier Worthy was going to be red hot with Rice's suspension, and he gets hurt, bumps into Travis Kelce, friendly fire, ends up 0 points for the whole game. And CMC, I kept him, didn't think he was going to play, sat him on my bench. 25 points later, I was probably just as pissed off as I've ever been at fantasy football about that. Luckily, I still got the win, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But, man, crazy start to fantasy football. What do you think? How did it go for you, and what's the big storyline? Yeah,
I did horrible. I mean, I had Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, which 7 yards in the second half. That's total offense is crazy. Pickens didn't catch nothing. Yeah. Barkley was my only shining star.
Man, Barkley, I said in the other video, but he can like trip and fall. He's gonna get 5 yards. Yeah. He's a monster.
So explosive. Yeah. And Ibuka, 2 touchdowns. And I was in the Yahoo League was saying that I drafted him too high in 6th round or whatever, that he was gonna, I guess, be a bust or something. But he had 2 touchdowns in his first week. Wow. So
you know who kind of let me down? A lot of people were saying stardom is Njoku, and he didn't do very much.
But they have that I was about to say freshman, that rookie, forgot his name, but he was really high in training camp.
Oh, really?
He did pretty good this weekend.
Really?
But Njoku was like top 5 on all the lists I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
But Tyler Warren he was pretty good this week for the Colts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, years ago, whenever he was with Green Bay, I used to take Aaron Jones every year.
Yeah.
There was one year that I took Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon in the same year, and I actually won that league. And so these last few years, I've kind of been back and forth on him. He's battled some things. And this year he was on the board late, and I took him as a sleeper. And he's who filled my CMC spot. And going into Monday night, I was down 124 to like 113 or 117. I need 17 points. And he's the only player I had. And he had a really slow night. And then one series.
Yeah, he
caught that touchdown.
Yeah.
I think it was 2 series because he caught that touchdown. And then the next time out, they just fed him the rock like 2 or 3 different times. He caught a pass down the field. He ran. He got a couple of chunk plays, and I ended up covering. He ended up pulling off. Because of him, I won. But I was so mad because if I would have just started CMC, I would have won by Sunday. I wouldn't even have to care about Monday night. Luckily, I pulled it off. But, CMC is one of those people, it's like you just hear about these injuries, and it's terrible. I let Jamar Chase go for him. I let Justin Jefferson go for him. So he's a week-to-week guy, but I'm shifting things around. And another guy that really came through for me that I think is going to be good, except for that hit that he got murdered, is Garrett Wilson. He is another touchdown guy, 25-plus points.
Yeah.
Depending on what type of league you're in, but he's going to be solid. He's like the go-to guy in the Jets.
I had him last year, but I mean, he was up and down.
Yeah, him and Aaron didn't connect a lot. Well, Aaron ended up hurt. And that was all the hype around. Aaron wanted to go to him and his guy.
Year before.
Oh, that was 2 years ago. Yeah.
Last year, I mean, they just weren't. I don't know. And then when Devontae Adams came over there, I think he just kind of messed with their.
Did you see Devontae Adams' catch? One-handed catch. He's on the Ravens now, right?
No. That was Hopkins.
Hopkins.
Yes.
That catch was one of the best catches just like ever because he threw that ball so hard and he just lifted his hand out there. I think it was double covered.
Yeah.
And just brought that ball in. That was a great catch.
Devontae Adams had a good catch too and then got leveled coming across the middle.
Like Garrett Wilson leveled?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
He was like Stingley was tearing him down pulled him down the back, and then somebody just hit him straight up.
Oh, yeah, that's
and then,
tough.
Stingley went out because it hurt his back. That's how bad,
the other defender ended up hurt.
Yeah. It looked pretty bad.
That's wild. Anyone on your bench just go off? Who are you thinking about starting, or anyone that you're going to look to pick up?
Nobody really went off on my bench. I mean, it was just a rough week all around for me. I don't know. I think they forgot how to play football. Yeah. I'm waiting to see what happens with Xavier Worthy, if he's going to get cleared to play. He has a shoulder injury because he bumped in. I mean, when you're 125 pounds soaking wet playing in the NFL and you bump into anybody. Yeah. Bill Krosky Moret, the running back for the Commanders. Mm-hmm. Don't go look at him yet because waiver wires. But I drafted him, and then because I heard all this hype around him, I drafted him, and then I looked at the depth chart and had him third string. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, so I dropped him, picked somebody else up, and then he went off this weekend. He played really good, and I think he's going to get that starting over Eckler. But yeah. What was the running back that came out of Ohio State last year that was dealing with some legal trouble? He finally signed this week. Judkins. Is that his name? Yeah. And he finally got his deal. There was a lot of legal stuff going on. It was It was those 2 running backs from Ohio State. They came on the same year, right? One went to Patriots. Judkins. I forgot where Judkins went. I don't remember, but he signed, so he should be someone worth looking at. Isaiah Bond. Yeah, he's with the Browns. The Browns, yeah. I think Judkins is with the Browns also. Oh, is he? I think so. I could be totally wrong. The Browns are kind of a mess right now. Yeah. That's who's starting, Joe Flacco? Yeah. Yeah, he looked terrible. But, I mean, they have Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur. I don't like Dylan Gabriel. Or Shedeur. Any quarterback that's ever gone through OU, I don't. I have so much forgiveness in life. I have zero football forgiveness. Dylan Gabriel beat us that year. We were undefeated. In that last second play, he threw that ball to the running back. Remember OU Texas in Austin? It was the first year that we went to the college football playoff, and we would have went undefeated and got a 1 seed probably. We ended up, no, that's not the year we won the Big 12. We won the Big 12 last year, but that year before that was our first loss. I think it was our only loss all season until we got to the playoffs. So I don't like Dylan Gabriel. No.
I also think he's very average. I'm not going to say he's garbage juice, but I think he's very average. And then Shador, I don't know.
Flacco was the best option, I think.
Yeah, but he wasn't very impressive. He looked his age. He looked every bit of his age.
He's 65 years old.
Yeah. So I'm gonna keep my league. I'm moving CMC up to a starting spot. I've already moved him back up there. I'm sticking with Baker. I can't. I think his name is like Braun. He is a linebacker for Philly, number 53.
Zach Vaughn. Yeah.
It's with a B, I think.
Yeah.
And nobody in our league took him. And I took him. It was like one of my last picks. He's a stud linebacker. He's a stud. And he got me a decent amount of points. I do need to find, I think, a better defense. The Vikings defense didn't get me a good amount of points. I mean, they had the Bears scored enough on them to kind of.
Yeah, but I also think with the Vikings defense, because I also have the Vikings defense, I don't know if I'd bail on them unless you can get whoever's playing Miami. And yeah, obviously
that's
pick
true.
them up.
Yeah.
But I think with how much they struggled in the beginning, they were always on the field. They couldn't get any flow.
That
they
is
couldn't
true.
get anything like that. But if they can get that flow going and McCarthy can start driving the ball and doing that stuff, I think that defense will be good.
Yeah, that's
and the safety was out. Harrison, he's a big piece too.
To their defense, their backup.
Yeah. And then what's crazy to me is, and why it took so long for JJ to get started, is like the Bears secondary was very beat up. They had some people missing. Yeah. So when I turned it on, and I was like, oh no, maybe I'm not doing the podcast anymore.
Nah, it was a great week of football. Hopefully we helped a little bit with your fantasy. We could talk fantasy forever, but one thing that I want you to do is just go right now. Drop it in the comments. What fantasy help do you need? Who are you thinking about starting? Who are you thinking about sitting? Or if you're on our Instagram and you're watching this, drop a comment, DM us. We want to give help in fantasy. Tyler and I would love to sit down, go through all the comments and read all the DMs and help you determine who to start, who to sit, and which way to go in your fantasy league this week. It's been a great show. We have covered so much, and so much is still to come. So much on the horizon. Football is getting super exciting, and I did touch on this a little bit last week, and I know that this wasn't the area you're most knowledge in, but Texas State did go and beat UTSA.
I've seen that.
Back to back. It was an amazing game. I don't know if you got to watch the game in the Alamo Dome, San Antonio, Texas. They went back to back, and they have a young quarterback that's a stud. He was just out there balling out, and it was so fun to see. And so first time program history, back to back wins in the I-35 showdown. I'm telling you, Texas State is going to go and win the Sun Belt Conference and march off into the Pac-12 as champions. Super excited for everything that's happened there at Texas State Athletics. But we appreciate you watching the show. Again, we want to ask that you like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel. It means so much to us that you tune in. It's always fun that we get to be here, chop it up, hang out. Tyler and I just appreciate everyone who watches. We're ready for our fans to just start pouring in. We want to talk football all week long. We want to engage with you guys, conversate with you guys. So don't hesitate to share this video, drop a comment, or DM us so that we can talk some ball. We'll see you next week on The Fair Catch.